We do have one big challenge coming up, and that's global warming. I think in the short term that's going to be a boon for the wine industry here. But in the long term, we will not only have to face some serious adaptation here, because most of the food and beverage, we're really climate dependent, food and beverage in Oregon. But it's also instigating, climate change migration with folks coming up into Oregon. What's the landscape going to look like when something like 70% of our private lands are going to change hands, private ag lands are going to change hands over the next 20 years. What does that look like 20 years from now? What do we look like 50 years from now? And we've got to get Oregon's so small, we're not going to be able to do anything really to affect global climate change. So what we need to look at is how do we influence other areas to do things, or how do we find ways to adapt to a future that is not only coming, it's here. We're a week earlier than last year. Last year was the warmest year. We're going into this weekend, and it's going to be tomorrow, 95, 98 degrees. I mean, it's going to blow away the record that was in 2003, which was a hot year here.
But it's also going to be 70 by next Wednesday.
But we're a week ahead of where we were last year, which was the earliest year.
Which is huge.
I mean, when you have California picking in the end of July, it's just that's not
craziness.
And 1 out of every 4 California wines getting alcohol taken out mechanically, that's just not sustainable.
It's not just temperature, it's water. There'll probably be wars over water. And so, Oregon sits, we're sitting well right now, but it's ever present in my mind about the environment.
Yeah, that's going to be the biggest challenge that our industry will face. Forget about markets, forget about whatever. That'll be the biggest challenge I think that we'll face.